What's up, ladies, gentlemen, whoever, anybody? Oh, it's been a minute since I've done one of these, so all of my stuff's like all messed up. I'm trying to get it straightened out, but it's like this is not how I want it to look. So I'm trying to fix that. So give me just a minute to fix it. I don't know exactly what went wrong with my software. I think I deleted it, to be honest with you. But yeah, let me see if I can fix it. Maybe I can. But in the meantime, uh, what do y'all got going on? Been hanging out here in the shop today, doing a little housekeeping stuff and just working on some random things. So here we go. I think I may have this fixed. I'll be doggone, that worked. All right. There we go. Got it working. Dog, what is your problem? This dog right here is driving me nuts. He's wanting to go outside or something. I'm not sure what his deal is. You wanting out? Yeah, he's over there trying to go out the cat door. So, yep. He says, yep, I want out. So let me go let him out. Come on. Get outside. But it has been a busy week, guys. But I'm officially, as of October the 1st, I was no longer employed. Prior to that, I was just literally taking some sick time up that I had left over. I had extra sick time that I couldn't get paid for, so I had to take it. But I got all that done. That is behind us now, and I'm officially retired. I'll actually get my last check tomorrow. It should hit the bank tomorrow. Be my last paycheck. Hopefully not, from my business, but my last paycheck from the city anyway. So, yeah, hopefully things continue to go well for me here. I did do a little housekeeping today. I don't know if y'all saw the picture or not, but I added some more of my little honeycomb. I had a bunch of those already cut out because I cut those out of stove cover scraps. But I added some more over here, over by my dust extraction. Added some there. And there's a few that you can't see that are like right here around my command post. Lazy retired bum, Steve says. I don't know about lazy. I mean, I give you retired, and I've been called worse, so I give you bum. But man, I have been after it. Like today was probably the easiest day I've had. Yesterday, I got out there early and got started doing that trash can corral, redoing that, and that was something that Brandy had been on me about for, I don't know, a couple of months. But it was like it's 110 degrees outside. I didn't want to be out there on the side of the road, no shade, working on that. So I finally got that done yesterday, and that led me to my mailbox needs to be redone, which I did. Like repaint it, restain it, whatever you want to call it, and it looks a lot better. But it structurally, it's getting close to needing to be replaced. So I'm gonna fool with that later. But I figured tonight I didn't have a whole lot going on. I got all my stove covers out of here. I've only got 5 stove covers that I've got on order, but I'm out of materials. So I'm gonna try to go probably in the morning to go get some more materials for stove covers to have those on hand. But guys, I have took a hit this week. Me and Steve are planning on going to CES in January. And the way CES works is it's a big event. So I was afraid that if I didn't go ahead and reserve my room and all my airline ticket and all that, I was afraid that it was going to get more expensive, or either there wouldn't be availability, wouldn't be there. So this week I have reserved my room in Vegas for CES and bought the airplane tickets for me and Abby because she's going to help with keeping track of things, and like she's going to be my assistant for the week. So she's going with me to that, and we'll get to hang out. Like I said, it's going to be pretty cool too. She's never been to Las Vegas, and so we're going to go hang out and do that. For those of you that don't know, that's my 24, fixed to be 25-year-old daughter. So yeah, that's going to be. She's going to be out there, kind of being the helper, I guess you could say. Arg, I need to retake a thumbnail photo. Uh-oh. What happened with your thumbnail photo there, Steve? But yeah. Yeah, it's been busy. Everybody told me I wouldn't get bored, and so far, guys, I haven't been busy or hadn't been bored at all. I've been very busy. Because now, before the shack was kind of my play money. Like, if it didn't make any money, I just didn't really care. You know what I mean? It was my play money. Now I at least got to pay my insurance. So, I'm having to make sure I do that, which shouldn't be a problem. I had a guy come in today, my buddy Tim over at the trophy shop, had a guy come in wanting 30 baseballs engraved for something that they had coming up. It was kind of one of them things that, they wanted it like today. And so Tim called me and was like, "Hey, do you have time to do these?" Because his machine was running a job or whatever. And so I was like, "Sure, send him this way." And so I did make me a little folding cash today, off them baseballs. Got that done in the middle of all my other stuff. Broke out the Omni one on that deal and got it done. It was pretty decent little job. I can't complain. Hang on, and I'll try to, if I can, I'll try to add a video file, but let's see if we can do this. There we go. Yeah, this is the Omni setup. I use the Omni 1 on it, and I really wish they would add a red laser to these UVs so that you can see what you're doing, because it takes, this is me playing around with the camera. It takes a minute to be able to see. The white balls, I will say, is a lot easier to see than the other different color stuff, which the way the lighting is on this camera, you really can't see the engrave until after I cleaned them off, and then you can see it really good. For some reason, the engrave, like it stayed like really light until you cleaned it, and then it actually looked darker. So, and it could just been, the alcohol made it look a little bit darker, but he was actually using these for game balls. So the thing is you couldn't go deep enough to where they could feel it, because he was afraid the umpires or somebody might try to make a deal out of it, saying that, the pitcher can grip the ball better because of the engrave. So we more or less had to mark them and not engrave them. So that was the deal. It was kind of a balance between making it to where you can see it, but not where you can feel it. So that took a little while to do. And I've got, let's see, what else did I got? Oh, I got a bunch of, like when we were loading them all up. There's the, this is kind of my workflow. I'm pulling them out of one box, engraving them. And while that one is engraving, I was wiping down the other. So it was just like repeat and rinse. So it went pretty well. Got them all done. Made me a little pocket money. Got me some, lunch money for tomorrow. So if I want to go into town tomorrow and get something other than a sandwich, I can. So there you go. But yeah, hey guys, I almost, if I knew some of you perverts out there wouldn't save the picture, I almost put a picture of my croc tan on my on my Facebook page, because I literally, on my foot, I wear these Crocs so much now that I have like a tan line, like obvious where the Croc starts, but then I have like little polka dots from the holes in the Crocs to where I have like little small tanned areas where the sun comes through the holes in the Croc. So it's it's crazy. Oh, but yeah, it's wild. But I got some weird looking feet. Yeah, Jack. If I did it, y'all be accusing me of starting some kind of weird page or something. I don't need to do that. Why is it saying that my connection is unstable in this app? I'm not even on. There's no way. I'm not even on Wi-Fi. First of all, I think this Streamyard or yeah Streamyard. I think Streamyard is broke. It popped up this thing saying that my connection is unstable, which I know is not good. Now, I mean, I'm not going to argue that I might be a little unstable sometimes, but my connection is not unstable. Uh, my connection is strong. See, look at this right here. Boom. And that's while we're live, guys. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what in the world StreamYard's talking about my connection's unstable. I mean, especially for streaming. I mean, upload. I think I'm no rocket scientist, but I believe 943 megs of upload speed should be adequate for a live stream. Just saying. Just saying. What's up, Cody? How are you, sir? How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by. Jack said only toes. Yeah, something like that. Mark Patterson says, looks like retirement suits you well. Hello, everybody. Enjoying the first 2 weeks of a staycation. Hey, I'm on a permanent staycation. I'm going to permanently stay in my shop if I can. Why did my screen go back to low? There's the way I wanted it right there. But yeah, it's been fun. I'm enjoying it. Not having to go to work. Not that I didn't have problems with people I work with or anything. But let's face it, guys. If somebody told you didn't have to go back to work ever, that's a pretty good proposal. So that's what I'm happy about. Yeah, Jim, I do have fiber, and Jim says somebody has fiber. Yeah, I have a fiber connection, believe it or not, living out in the woods. And matter of fact, and I don't know when they're going to release it, but my ISP actually came out, their media team came out the 24th or 25th of September. And they did an interview with me, took some pictures, took some video of everything. And they're going to use the shack in some of their marketing and advertisements as far as like success stories of how their internet for rural Alabama has helped, small businesses and stuff. And they sent out like a little feeler basically. And Brandy saw it, of course, because she sees everything. She's at the chamber all the time. And she sent it to me and she's like, hey, you think this might be something you'd want to do? So I was like, well, I don't know if they'll take me, why not? And so I took and submitted the little, request or whatever, or, letter of interest, I guess you'd call it. And sure enough, they showed up. So there we go. I don't know when they're going to release the video or whatever that they're doing, or if it's just going to be in the magazine or on their website or what. But if I find it, I'll let you guys know, share it with you. I thought it was pretty cool because, they were asking me as far as, could I run my business without it? Which my answer would be, could I? I guess I could, but it would definitely be more expensive and not as easy to do as what I have now. So, all right, let's see what we got going on over here. Greg says, congratulations on retirement. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. It is, like I said, it is official now. Last week, I was just kind of playing, sick. But it is official as of, because in order for me to get my check at the end of this month, I can't be employed anywhere during the month of October. So I am officially retired. Randy, you don't like the story about my feet? I hear you, Cody. All about the fiber. Woo. Yeah, directed tech. It's been really cool not having to worry about. I do see some stuff running in the background I could close out. Maybe it's saying my computer's struggling a little bit. I just realized I had a couple of programs going that were probably a little resource heavy. So let me close them out and see if that, yeah, that apparently that's what it was. It wasn't my connection. It was my GPU was getting chewed up by my 3D software. Oh, I do have news though, guys. I now, I've been using, I started out with VCarve desktop. Well, actually, I started out with easel. So originally when I got my very first CNC, I started out with easel. And then within like 2 or 3 months, I was like, okay, I need more tools. So then I went to VCarve desktop and ran it for a little while because I had, smaller CNCs. But then when I bought my Shapeoko, that's when I realized and found out that if you're going to use VCarve with the Shapeoko 4 foot by 4 foot, it requires VCarve Pro. So then I went to VCarve Pro. Well, I've had VCarve Pro now for 2 years, I guess. And I've been getting into doing those flags and stuff. And y'all see I hung my red, white, and blue flag. I hung that over there. Nobody's getting that one because that was a lot of work with all that stain and hand sanding. And so that one's going to hang there. And if I do an event, I may take it with me to an event. I put the wire hanger on the back of it so it's easy to hang about anywhere and it's not going to fall. And so that is staying right there. So I've been playing around with doing the 3D stuff. And so now, let's hope I don't regret it. I now have a spire. So hopefully I can take some stuff that I already have and modify it for CNC files, or maybe, take some 2D stuff and make it 3D. But I'm having to train myself on a spire because this guy has zero experience with a spire. And I really haven't watched very many tutorial videos with a spire because I didn't have it. So it's like, why do I want to sit through a video when I didn't have it? But I have been in there and looked around, and it's basically just VCarve desktop, but you got like one more little toolbox in there. You know what I mean? And that's the way Vectric software works is you go from like, Cut 2D over to VCarve, and then you go to VCarve Pro, and then you go up to a spire. You just get more tools. So that was refreshing because I don't have to learn like the whole software because I already know, I'd say 85% of it. It's just that 15% of the 3D tools that I've got to learn now. So I'm going to be playing around with that, seeing what I can come up with. But I didn't want to really get into it until I had more time to study and practice and all that. And got plenty of time now, I hope. So we'll see. Brad said, put my time away in for the meet and greet. Cool. It's going to be really cool to see a bunch of you guys. I'm shocked at how many people are saying that they're going to come to the meet and greet. Shocked to the point to where, like I said, I have a limited supply. And guys, I would love to be able to buy each and every one of y'all a shirt. And hopefully I've got enough that everybody that shows up that wants one, I've got enough that you can get one because shirts ain't cheap. Especially there's an upcharge. I found out from my ladies that do my shirts. Of course, there's a $2 upcharge for everything over extra large. So like to get a 2X is $2 more. A 3X is another $2. A 4X is so it's like $6 or $8 upcharge on the shirts to get them. I did order a significant. I say a significant amount. I ordered like 5 of each size up to 4XL. And then, of course, I already have a bunch of large and extra larges, or should have still. And then I got some mediums and smalls and stuff. But I've got some assortments of T-shirts that I'll have at the event to give some of you guys. And we're going to have a good bit of equipment there also for take-homes. So I've got to get that stuff pulled out. I got to make sure what I'm going to be able to get rid of. But if you show up at those events, like I said, I'm gonna put the sign up forms out early. So if you plan on being there, you can put in for as many of the machines as you want to put in for. Like if I put 10 machines up for draw, put in for 10 of them. But what I'm going to ask is if you put in for 10 machines in the event that you win all 10, pick one and then let somebody else have a chance at the rest of them. That's my only. I mean, I guess if it's two different kind of machines, maybe we'll work through that. I don't think the chances of that happening are very slim, but that's the only thing I ask is I want everybody to be able to gain from this. So if in the event that you win more than one, you get to pick which one you want, and then the other one goes back in the pot. That way everybody can put in for whatever they want to put in for and take a chance on winning. Because if there's only 20 of y'all show up and I bring 10 things with me, that's a pretty good odds that you're going to win something. So, Steve, if you want that slab back, you're going to, like, half of it's over there in the shopsmith because you talking about creating some darn chips. That thing created some chips. But it looks really good. I like it. Well, Jack, working with Vectric helps in the software world. Me using it in the videos and stuff like that. They like that. So it kind of takes the edge off of it when you can have a company partner with you a little bit on something. I'm not going to lie, because it's very expensive. Very expensive. Directed Text said it's addicting. I have a bunch of 3D carved stuff hanging on my walls now. Yeah, the thing that I liked was the fact that you can basically just go on like Thingiverse or somewhere and download an STL, and as long as it's a good enough STL, there's some of them I found that were not great, but you can manipulate it between. If you wanted to just go into like Fusion and edit it that way or whatever, or you can just bring it straight in and then use the zero plane to chop off the part that you want to keep. And pretty much any STL you find, you can do that way. I'm trying to get my hands on a 3D scanner because I want to do these little crystal things right here, but I want to be able to like make images to go in them. Instead of just having to download an STL. I want to be able to scan people and put people in there. I think that would be cool. Yeah, Jack, if that's one thing that I'm looking at too, is if nothing else, I might because there's nobody around here that I know of in my immediate area that does any of the 3D CNC stuff. And I've had a lot of bites on the last few CNC 3D projects I put out. So one of the things that I may be doing in retirement is doing a little bit more like specialized physical products. Now they got more time, because before all I would really do was just enough to keep me busy. So now that I've got a little more time, maybe I can actually do a little more. So we'll see. Dixie May, the meet and greet, if you go to my website or if you just search the Clack Shack events, there is a link to it there, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get that for you. But it's going to be here in Chilton County. My friend May over at May Made It, she has an event that week, and she has basically rented a conference center at a community college. And the last day of her event, she decided to partner and let myself, it's going to be myself, Cog, Heel. There's going to be a bunch of the local YouTube channels will be there. Let me show you. I'll show you my screen. So let me share my screen up above. Let's see here. There we go. So this is on my website. I did a little landing page for it so we could all like have all the information there. And you can go right here, and each one of these logos is actually clickable. So when you see that logo, you can click it and it'll take you to those folks' YouTube page. So feel free to click in there and go clack attack everybody if you want to. A lot of these folks, like Chestnut Hills, they live right down the road from me. So Charming, she runs a sewing and quilt shop. I actually helped her when she was first starting out her channel but she's passed me in subscribers because, like, apparently there's a lot of people that like sewing stuff. Miranda Stay Classy. She does like country cooking and cuisine and stuff like that. I haven't asked her if she can do chicken livers yet. Campfire and Countryside. They're probably about 2 miles from me. G&G Farms. This is like a husband and wife thing there. Of course, everybody knows this one here. That's mine and Brandy's like home channel, so to speak. That's where all the other shenanigans that happen over here are. Then you got May Made It, Cog Heel, of course, and The Shack, Grace Monroe. These ladies do reefs and like door decorations and stuff. If I can get it to swap, and then back over to So Charming. So that's the lineup. And like I said, you can click on any of these and it'll take you to their channel if you want to do that. Here's my little Q&A things. What do tickets cost? Of course, it's free. There's no charge to come visit with us or whatever. This is where the event's going to be held. I made this clickable so that you can click it and it'll take you to a map or whatever, so you can map it. And of course, we also have our Facebook event page. You can click that link right there and it'll take you over to Facebook with a little more information, and you can share it on Facebook and stuff like that as well if you want. And then there's some eating places that, you know, myself, May, Cog Hill, all of us, like, these are places that we eat at that we recommend. And some of them, you know, we collaborate with them on like helping them advertise their stuff and that kind of thing as well. And of course, Brandy has provided some links for like local hotels and some local restaurants and stuff like that I put up here. But that's what we got going on. So if you're interested, the event will be, why did I not put the date here? I guess because I had the link. But the event is October the 24th. 10 to 4 is what we've got advertised on here. I think if you're coming to see May, I think she said that she's not going to be able to get to the meet and greet side until about 12. But 10 to 4 is that's when we're going to be doing it. I'm probably going to be doing the drawing for the stuff probably around 2. I don't want to do it too late, so I'm probably going to do it around 2 o'clock. So I'll let you guys know a little more exact closer to time. But I mean, if you're planning on being there at 10, then, you know, I don't want to keep everybody too late in case there's some folks driving. But yeah, 10 to 2, I think it's plenty of time to give everybody a chance to get there. So that is the plan. So about 2 o'clock, probably, I'll try to spin the wheel and do the drawing for the stuff. Steve Massey asked. I think I answered that for you, Steve. But yeah, it'll be about 2 o'clock. I'm thinking, if nothing happen, you know how that goes. But hopefully around 2. But there will be a few machines because I got to have a little bit more room. I've considered getting myself another machine to use for like big jobs and stuff. So I'm going to definitely get rid of a few of these smaller machines. And there's 1 or 2 of the bigger machines that I've been using that are probably going to go somewhere, but I don't know yet. I'm still trying to decide on them. But I know I'm going to have at least two or three CNC machines there. 2, I think. Yeah, I can't get rid of that. Yeah, this is going to be 2. And then I've got at least 1 big laser and maybe a couple of smaller ones that I'm going to be unloading. And there may be a couple more coming into my view here shortly. I just can't count them until they show up. So, well, Randy, hopefully you got all the information I just went over. That is, that's where you need to go for that. So if you want more information, I'll drop that link in the chat and you can go check that out. That's that page I just took you guys to. Like I said, it shows you who all's going to be there. May just hit 400,000 subscribers. I think Cog Hill's somewhere around 3. They're in a little different genre. Like May does paper crafting and cricket stuff. Cog Hill's more of a farming, animals, kind of thing. All right. Wayne Young says, I have a new 3D scanner. It's a SainSmart. Might be willing to trade for a 3D printer. It's new, never used. I don't have but one 3D printer. I got to keep that. So the other one that I had, I gave it to a friend of mine. I'm going to be getting me a scanner. I just got to figure out which one I want. Steve, yes, you got to take it with you. So that's the thing is these are machines that I can't ship. If I could ship these machines, they wouldn't be here still. The ones that I can, because they send you these machines with these big, huge boxes, and I got nowhere, as y'all can tell, I got nowhere to keep boxes. So some of these machines either have to be put together to the point to where I don't feel like if I take it apart, it's ever going to be right again. Because once you put them together, sometimes you just have to go with it. But yeah, you're going to have to be there to win it, and you're going to have to be there to take it with you. I'm not shipping anything. That's the only caveat. And I hate that. There are going to be some opportunities for folks to win plenty of stuff coming up. And me and Steve have already been working on the Sunday Night Live Christmas special. And guys, it's going to be a Christmas special of all Christmas specials. So there'll be plenty of opportunities for you guys to win some stuff there as well. We partner with companies as well as we usually chip in and do some giveaways of our own. So this Christmas special is going to be a pretty good one. So stay tuned for that too. If you're not a subscriber, if you haven't been watching, keep watching, stay tuned, and like I said, stay in the loop by being there on Sunday nights. We're probably going to end up this Christmas one is probably going to end up being a little bit earlier because we're going to have a lot of stuff to go over and a lot of the giveaways and stuff. So that way y'all guys can still ask questions and we can still talk. We ain't got to just like start throwing stuff out right away. So Jack said he'll trade you an Ender 3 for the 3D scanner. Here goes Fluffy. It's time for bed. So what y'all guys got going on? Just been chilling. What do y'all think about the new light? I got me because I've been using. Matter of fact, let me go get my light. Let me show you. See all these big time YouTubers and everybody. This has been my light that I have used for 2 years. And I did cut me a little diffuser and put on the front of it. That's actually some Mylar that I cut and I glued it to the top of to the front of the light. But for 2 years, that is the light that I used. That's not a bad light. And I kept it so I could use it like if I'm taking product pictures or something. But yeah, I bought this at like Lowe's. It's like a clamp on desk light from Lowe's. And that's what I've been using. The other day I had to order some batteries for my camera because I didn't realize my camera was 3 years old either, my ZV-1. And so while I was in there, it was kind of one of those impulse buys to where they, you may also like this. And it showed me a key light from a company that was a lot cheaper than the ones that you typically see. And so I may or may not have impulsively bought it. But man, that light, it's much better. Like it's up above the monitors. It's not right here in my face. It's actually the right frequency range. And it's got this cool little remote. Man, I feel like somebody now. I got like this little remote right here that I can control that light with, turn it up and down. I mean, it's not bad. Not bad. Hey, before you know it, it won't be near as, I don't know. hard to watch. It might actually be soothing and relaxing to watch. Well, yeah, I'm gonna keep this little guy though, because this would be pretty cool if I need a light when I'm working on something or whatever. Oh. Yeah, I can't decide, Merrill. I can't decide which 3D scanner I want. There's a couple of different brands that have gotten my attention, but I'm not like biting at the bit for none of them just yet. Mark said he's fighting with the purge issues on his P1S, doesn't seem to want to slide down into the bucket and backs up in the purge chute. Huh. I don't know. I don't have a P1S. Steve's got one of the new ones with the P1P, or yeah, he's got one of them. I got the old A1, the old trusty A1. And to be honest with you, if I had more space, I might get something bigger. But right now, heck, I barely got enough room for the one I got. It's in the house. Chris said, Mark, try oiling the chute. And that would keep it from sticking. You put a little oil on there. You get you some chapstick. Put you some chapstick on it. That way, that way when it goes over there, it'll just like bounce off of it. You get a tube of chapstick. You know, chapstick's like wax. So if it's hot, hopefully it just bounce off of it. So what y'all what else y'all got going on, guys? I don't want to keep everybody hanging out. I just thought I'd drop in, check my light, see how it worked, and just hang out with you guys for a minute. Like I said, I'm knock on wood. I'm getting jobs caught up. Like I said, to the point where I was able to actually get those baseballs done today and get that out of here. All right, y'all got any questions, concerns? If you do, throw them out there. We'll answer them. We will see. Just done running test on tri-acrylic. Yeah, the 3-layer acrylics are pretty cool to play with. And you can do those with a blue laser or a CO2. And some of them actually do better with the blue laser, in my opinion. Jeffrey's asking any newer thoughts on a cabinet CO2. And I don't know if you're talking about like for me or just in general. Like right now, if I had to buy one with my money, it's going to either be a Thunder or one of the Omtechs. I'm just going to be honest with you. I really wish Omtech would work with me on one of the bigger machines, like that was it 44 series that they've got, because I like the looks of that machine. I'm going to end up having to buy one myself. Well, Cody, I don't know. Sometimes I can be entertaining, sometimes not so much. That reminds me, I need to order some more bits. I keep forgetting to order my bits. Steve, my buddy Tim up at the trophy shop's got a Thunderbolt, and I go up there every now and then and run it for him and train his people on it. I like it. That machine is fast. That RF tube. The spot size on that RF tube when it comes to like doing tumblers or doing acrylics or glass or whatever, the dot size is so small that it almost looks like you did it with a UV. Like it is unreal how small the dot size that it is on that thing. Like he does a lot of acrylic plaques and trophies and stuff like that. and the frosting he gets with that machine. We did some speed and power tests when he first got it, and I was blown away because I had always heard about him, but I'd never had one. Whew. Got to move around a little bit, starting to yawn. But yeah, it's a really nice machine. I like the Thunderbolt. The only thing is, if I'm going to spend enough money to buy a bolt, I'm going to get a machine big enough to do the stove covers in, which, to be honest with you, though, I'm afraid a CO2 is not going to give me the brown charred look that I need. So I've kind of thought recently that maybe I don't need a CO2 that big, but then I have jobs come in, like one I was working on today, to where I had to cut it on the Glacier, the 120 watt Glacier, because none of my machines had a big enough work area to cut this piece out. So, there are advantages to those machines, but the disadvantage is that the other 95 jobs that came in that I didn't need it, you still got that big machine sitting there. So it's it's one of those situations. Do I really want a bigger CO2, or I just want to make do with what I got and turn away those big jobs? I don't know. Can't figure it out. Good day, Cody. When is he not entertaining? Yeah. Y'all do keep things going sometimes, for sure. Art Duran says, what do you like better, the Glacier or the Aesmer X1? They're very similar in the ways that they operate. I'm probably a little biased to the X tool. I mean, not the X tool, to the Atom Stack, because it is so much like my A70 Pro that I run. But the only big advantage would be the Aesmer X1 that I got is way bigger. Like, it takes up a lot more room. So if like with my shop, I don't have room to keep those inside here. And so that's a problem for me, because right now I got them out on my front porch. It's covered up. It's under a roof, but it's open air, which is good because I don't have an enclosure big enough to put them in. So that way the wind can just blow the smoke away. But they're just really big. The Atom Stack is pretty cool that you can change it from 35 to 120 in the software. But dang. But like I said, they're both of them are just bigger than what I normally use. So that's the biggest negative I could say. If you've got plenty of room, then it shouldn't be an issue. I mean, if you got the room, put it in there and go, either one. Philip, yeah, I still got it, but it's a boat anchor. It might be good for parts, but they have not addressed, as far as I know, Monport has not addressed that machine yet that I have seen, that they have told me about. I think they had the potential to have a really good machine, and they just kind of, I don't know if they rushed it. I don't know what they did, but I do not like the Mega. That's one of only probably 2 to 3 machines I've ever had in this shop to where I was really upset with myself for agreeing to take it, because I was just like, this has been a total waste of my time. Because, the way that I do things, I'm not like, I don't charge companies to do videos. I don't do what they call sponsored content. And the reason I don't, it's a personal choice, but the reason I don't is because I feel like if somebody pays me to do a video and review a product, then, if you're paying me, then I kind of work for you. So I'm kind of obligated, you know what I mean? So, and maybe not, maybe it's just my simple mind doesn't understand how it works. But to me, I don't want to take money from somebody to do a review, because I feel like that might cause me some you know, whether it be conscious or not, it might cause me some bias in the fact that they're paying me. So typically what I do is I take these machines, I don't charge them nothing. You know, I do the video, I do all the testing, I do everything I need to do and get the machine going, test it out, run it, play with it, do a review, you know, continue to use it, do like a follow-up review, a kind of a project video, and then usually I'm done. I don't do 10, 12 videos. You know, I do 2 typically. You'll get 2 videos and maybe a couple of like shorts or reels or some photos or something like that. That's it. So if you ever see me do more than 2 videos with a machine, it's not because that's part of my deal with the company. It's just because I'm just doing it to either teach you guys something, show you guys something, or it's made it to my front lineup and I'm using it on a daily basis. And so with the Mega, like it took me 2 or 3 weeks just to get it to where I could do some testing. And then it was just like, it's bad. Like I don't even really want to give it to, I thought about trying to sell it or give it away, but I dang sure don't want to sell it. And I'm really kind of scared to give it away because I'm afraid somebody will burn their house down, blame me for it. Because it, like, even in their advertisement, you know, they had this commercial where the little kid walks by there like and says fire, fire, and it shows the machine and there's a flame about that long coming from behind the laser. And that was one of their selling points was, oh, it has fire suppression system. Well, that's great and wonderful. That's like saying a car has airbags, but it doesn't have brakes. You know, the simpler solution is to put brakes in the car. You don't need the airbag. So, you know, saying that a machine has fire suppression, I would rather it be like it doesn't start fires, therefore we don't need fire suppression. But anyway, yeah, that machine, it's here, but I'm not even I'm not even got any plans to do anything with it. I kept it. It's back in a crate. I kept it in case they said, hey, put this controller in it. We think we fixed it. I could try it again. But that was, Monport makes some good budget CO2 cabinet machines. I got a buddy of mine. He's made, and I'm telling how much money with his. They do okay with those machines. The low tech, you know, Ruida controller, tube gantry style CO2s, like the old red and blacks, basically. They done a good job with those. The Reno, was it the Reno 45? Some of those machines, the no frills machines, they do a pretty good job with those. A lot of times, Monport machines will need an air assist tweak or upgrade. But for the most part, you know, you get what you would expect to get from a budget machine. But that one was just like, it was half-baked, in my opinion. And believe it or not, they reached out to me, and I'm supposed to be getting another machine from Monport, but it's not the Mega. It's one of their new, it's a CO2, but it's a desktop CO2 machine. I think it's a Reno 45 Vision, I think is what it's called. They're supposed to be sending it to me, which I was shocked. I didn't figure they'd ever want to send me another machine. But I told them when I got the machine, I'm like, y'all got to fix this. And they did. Steve's asking, have you ever tried a New Wave Shark CSC? I haven't particularly, Steve. My friend over at Duffy Woodworks, I know he uses Shark. I think it's New Wave. He uses Sharks. I've saw them in action. I've saw them work. They're very robust machines. They're very solid, the ones that I've seen. Our local STEM program has I think it's a New Wave, a Shark. I don't know anything bad to say about them. They do have a really cool thing to where you can map 3D objects with the machine because it has like a probe that goes in the chuck, and they got some cool features. But as far as one in my shop, no. If you want to see somebody run one of those that I would trust, go check out Duffy's. I think the name of his channel is Duffy Woodworking. Go check out him. That's what he runs, is a Shark. I'm pretty sure. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that his machine is a Shark because at Workbench Con they were there, and he was one of their folks that uses their machine or whatever. I can't see. I can't see what kind of machine it is. But y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah. Da, da, da. Steve, I got a buddy of mine that likes the We Create lasers. I'm not going to lie to you. I hate them. For me, the biggest thing that I don't like is the having to reach down in that hole. I can't frame like I'm used to framing. It's just it's awkward. If it had a hood that opened up to where I could see the laser and frame and everything, I might would like it better. It's not a bad machine. My buddy loves the darn things. He's running 2 or 3. So he's got the original 20, the 40. No, he's got 2 of them. He's running 2 of my We Creates, and he loves them and makes cutting boards. His wife has a hair salon, and he has like a little area where he sells his earrings and cutting boards and tumblers and all that in her hair salon. He loves the machines. I learned how to use lasers on the other machines, and I don't care for them. He learned how to use. I gave him a light burn machine, and it drove him nuts. He got plumb aggravated. He didn't want to have nothing else to do with lasers. So I talked him into taking one of the We Create machines, and the We Create Make It software. It just works better for him, and he loves it. He absolutely loves it. The lack of bidirectional engraving on a We Create makes everything take twice as long as it does on every other laser I got in the shop. And I have argued with them. Like, me and Steve met face to face with their guy up at CES last year, and we told them one of the main things with your machines is no bilateral engraving. That just, it makes they claim it's faster, but it's not. It doesn't even make sense. Like, if you're racing somebody and you're only running, I mean, it just. But anyway, they're not terrible machines, but they've had a few quality control issues that they didn't work through. The last one that they came out with, I will say the 45 that I got, the 45 Pro, I like it better than the other machines that they made, than the 20 and the 40 watt. The only thing is that darn cable. When I opened mine up and I had 2 of those little cables for the gantry in there, I knew that was a problem. Luckily, the one that I got, I'm running, it did have that problem, but I know Steve has put 2 of those cables on his, and if it were me, if I had one, and after that first cable, I believe I'd go ahead and just put drag chain on it and be done with it, because that's what they should have done from the factory. And if they would do a little more research and development on those machines, I think they would have a lot better end result, because they could have gave X-Tool a run for their money if there's a couple of little things that if they'd have fixed, I think they could have, but they just I don't know, they just didn't. Yeah, Steve said he's had 4 of those cables on his machine so far. So that's the only thing, is they have these one, and the very first We Create I got, I didn't mind it. It wasn't a terrible machine, but there was a couple of problems, and I told them, I was like, hey, I found a couple of problems y'all need to address. And they're like, yeah, we're going to address them. And then it wasn't but a few months after that people in Facebook groups and everything started having that problem. And I'm like, I thought y'all was going to address that. So although I don't think it's a terrible machine, I think it's a good machine for beginners. They do have some quality control issues with some of their design aspects occasionally. And I think they're a little slow to fix that stuff. So, it's, and their software is comparable to other softwares on the market. The fact that you can use them in Lightburn now, I think, is a big plus, because if the 45 Pro in Lightburn, I actually like that machine in Lightburn, all but the framing. You still can't frame real good because the machine's down in a hole and you can't see under the module as well as I would like to. But they're not terrible. But me personally, I don't run them. I do the videos, I test them. I'll run them pretty hard for a couple of weeks. And then, like I said, I got my buddy. He's usually down here going, hey, you threw that machine yet? You threw that machine yet? But if you've never done lasers and you get one of those machines, I think you'd be okay with it because like the software is very simple. As long as you don't want to do complex designs. If you're just like cutting out simple designs and doing simple stuff, you'll probably love the thing. The only disadvantages I see, the unidirectional engraving is terrible in their software, but if you put it on Lightburn, you can do both. And there's few little things that their engineering or quality control or whatever overlooks that I think has put a bit of a bad flavor in everybody's mouth when it comes to them at times. But then they have a very big following. Like I said, a lot of people like them, love them. I did not learn on We Create, and therefore I think that just makes me a little biased because I don't want to have to. I know what else is out there. You know what I mean? So I don't know. They're not terrible. Not my favorite though. Steve said a lot of people just don't know what they're missing, and that's just true. You can't miss the things that you don't know exist. So let's say Greg in here. Greg, you got that shop working yet? Eric. Stand by. Eric Abernathy is asking, are the longer lasers any good? I have had a longer Ray 5. I've had a longer B4 20 watt and a 40 watt. And I don't have any complaints with them. They're more of a like lean toward more of a budget friendly area, but that's not always a bad thing. Longer machines are typically no frills. Like if you're wanting like all the bells and whistles and smart software and all that, that's not the machine for you. But if you want something that you can get jobs done with that's reasonably durable and rugged, they do a pretty good job. The longer Ray 5 I had, it didn't have limit switches, so it was kind of one of those that you do from current position only, but it wasn't a bad machine. The longer B4, the 20 watt and the 40 watts that I had, I ran both of those in here doing my bamboo cutting boards and stuff on them for the longest, and they done me a really good job. The bigger series, the more advanced series, has the automatic air assist and everything. For an open air style machine, they're probably one of my favorites. As far as like if you're not wanting an enclosure, if you're going to build an enclosure, or if you just don't want an enclosure, the longer B4 series it's a good solid contender for that. Yeah, Steve. Steve said it's not faster. No, I saw lots of folks, and there were some people that have channels that like have reviewed other lasers, and I heard them say it's faster. I mean, unidirectional is just as fast as bidirectional, and I'm like, that don't even. I mean, if you're running the exact same speed, but this machine A is only engraving from left to right, but machine B is engraving from left to right and right to left. You ain't got to be head cashier at the Walmart to realize that machine B is going to get done in half the time as machine A. I mean, you know, if if it moves one direction and then has to go all the way to the other side before it starts again, I mean, I don't know. But anyway, there was a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's just as fast." No, it's not. I can tell you, it's not. Yeah, Steve says I'm a math teacher, and that just don't add up. Yeah, it's not. Like I said, it don't even make good sense. Because I watched one guy, and he's like, "Yeah, it's just as fast with whatever spot focus technology or whatever." And I'm watching this video, and I'm like, "Did you really just say that? I mean, did you? I mean, okay." STS at Walmart says Jeff checkout. Well, there you go. There you are. Woo. Hey, if I start getting hungry, Steve, I might be up at the Walmart. I've been like, thank you for shopping. Let me see that receipt. But if I was going to do that, I'd probably go to Tractor Supply. They got because I would actually be like pretty helpful at Tractor Supply because I know how to use most of the stuff that they have. So, or either Lowe's. I could see me working at Lowe's. I'd be like that guy at Lowe's. That'd be like, hey, I want to cut this or make that. You know, I could handle that. So we'll put that on my list of jobs that if I have to get another job, those will be jobs I get. I had planned on going to Georgia at some point and looking at a shop over there that I ain't trying to call nobody's name, but there was this one guy that was supposed to be building a shop over in Georgia or Tennessee or wherever he's at. And I ain't trying to call him out or nothing, but as far as I know, he ain't got a shop built yet. Oh, he must have known who I was talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I already got my wife agreed that she would ride with me over there and everything. We was gonna come up, spend the night somewhere close by, hang out, and then come by and look at the shop, and then make our way back later that day or whatever. So keep me posted. Let me know. Hey, I got my schedule's pretty open right now. Other than my band assignments, I have been placed on band duty pretty much full time. So if there's a football game or a band event, I'm probably going to be busy during those. But there's a couple of them I dodged a bullet on a couple. So what y'all think? Does the video look okay? Like I ain't like too bright or nothing like that, am I? Too red? I mean, I am a little red though. Hey, I'll help you set it up now. I mean, I can't promise you I know what I'm doing, but I'm pretty good at acting like I know what I'm doing anyway. I'll make you think I know what I'm doing. Yeah. The 80-watt CO2. Is that one you've had, or did you get you a new one? That's pretty good size CO2, 80 watt. Chris said that he's at Greg's shop and Steve's mini splitter on the same timetable. Funny enough, Kevin, I got my CDLs. I got my Class A CDLs when I was 21. And I've kept them all these years. Even though I wasn't driving anything, I've renewed them every year. So I still have my Class A CDLs. So technically, you know, I'd have to go get passengers endorsement added to it. But technically, I could drive a school bus if they'd let me. I got a Monport. Yeah, Monport. Like I said, the Monport cabinet machines, I got a buddy that, like, he makes all kinds of stuff with that thing. Now, we've had to troubleshoot it a couple of times. The only, I guess, problem he's had was the plug where the 120 outlet goes into the back of the machine. There's a fuse. The one that he's got, there's a fuse inside there. It popped that fuse one time, and he had to figure it out and replace that fuse, which my Ohm Tech, I found out also the other day when I was working on my Ohm Tech has the same thing. So apparently that's pretty common. But other than that, he's had really good luck with that Monport he's got. He's still turning out jobs with it. Like I said, you sent me pics. You think? I don't know where you sent them to. I'll look at them later. But yeah, if it's a Monport, I know what they look like. Shouldn't be an issue to set it up for sure, as long as it's working. EA Curly, I did get one. My buddy Tim over at the trophy shop made it for me. Him, and the ironic part about it is the person who made my plaque for my retirement like she made it on the machine that I trained her on. so yeah, it's I did get one. Matter of fact, let me see if I can show it to you guys. Like add image file downloads. There we go. There it is. Now that badge that's on there, there was actually like a little graphic. That's an actual badge. I laid it on top of the little graphic because it just looked cool. But yep, there it is. That was done, and I can tell you exactly what that engraving was done on. It was done on a Thunderbolt because that's the machine that I helped them procure. He had a Epilogue machine. The Epilogue quit working. They bought that one because it quit working at probably the worst possible time ever. So they got the Thunder to do the jobs on. And then later on, I think we wound up figuring out the issue and got the Epilogue back working, but they use the Thunder for most jobs and just kind of use the Epilogue when they have to, because it's so much now that they've got used to it, it's easier to run. Okay. I did get something from you that time, Greg. Yeah, old chiller. Oh, Mon Port. Yeah, that's almost identical to my buddy's machine that he's got. And I've thought about getting one of those. If like push comes to shove, I'm not against it because those machines are very basic, and basic's good if you don't like working on machines a lot of times. So, yeah. Meryl says, what's a good depth mask software? I guess you meant depth map. Yeah, I've used ImageR's version, which I think is Depth R or whatever. I've used it a couple of times. I don't do a lot of that. I've played around with a few, but the last time I did that, I used ImageR's version of layering them. And that was some stuff I was playing around with on the Omni X. So. Jer O'Grady says, what material is that two-tone aluminum on the plaque? It's it is. Hang on. I'll have to go up there one day and go through his materials and show you guys. But this is some stuff I snagged out of his trash bucket last time I was up there. This is the red. This isn't the black, but it's basically like a gold-ish, like, I'm guessing aluminum. It feels aluminum. Hang on. Let me grab my magnet here. Yeah, I'm going to go with aluminum. And it's like you can get it. It's either like you can get it with the black gloss like that or the red. And then, like matter of fact, here's some of the black, but this is black with a silver back. So he's got it where it's black with silver. You got red with gold, black with gold, a bunch of different colors. But these are pieces that like were in his trash. And I'll go up there every now and then and be like, hey, let me grab some of that. And so this is some stuff I was playing around with on the UV machines. But you can, with the UVs, instead of having to expose the silver part, you can actually change the color of it. So I know he orders a lot of his stuff from JDS. I don't know if that's where he gets this stuff or not. He's got a couple of distributors, and he actually orders 4x8 foot sheets of acrylic, and then he can cut it down. And that's what we do, or he does for me and some of the guys that work around here. My buddy that has the Monport actually gets, what's he getting? 24 by, I think 16 by 24 sheets of acrylic cut, because Tim's got this, he's got this cool machine. Like you put the acrylic in it, and you just like pull this thing up and down a couple times, and then it pops. Like he can cut those sheets and break them down. So this is some of the same stuff, but this is like a blue with silver under it, but with the com marker. This I did on the conveyor for the Omni X, but you can actually change the color of it. I had a gnat or something fly in my darn mouth. He's gonna choke me to death. That's some black acrylic on a UV. That's what makes these UVs just beast mode right there. Everything in here is dusty right now too, guys. That may be what's wrong with me, because I was in here earlier moving everything around and stirred up dust. I need to go up there and get some more of his scraps and play around with it. We'll do a video of it one day. Steve Massey says, where's the best place to buy those? I'm not sure what you're talking about, unless you're talking about that material. Like I said, I think he's getting it from JDS. I'll have to ask him. Maybe that may be a video one day. If I can talk him into it, I might do a video with him one day. Because him and his brother started that business years and years ago. It was a trophy business, and he had one of the very first. Like they had a laser back in the early 90s, and as far as I know, nobody around here had one back then. He bought that Epilogue that they've got. I think they went to Vegas to like the APA or APS or whatever you want to call it, and bought that thing. So he's been in it for a long time. Let's see. Yeah, you would need the bus endorsement. Oh, yeah. You talking about the CDLs? Yeah, you got to get passengers. You got to get passenger seat. With me having a Class A, I don't have to have like the air brakes. That's covered under my Class A, but I'd have to have the passenger endorsement in Alabama. Is what I think. That's how they do it here. Yeah, STL. That's AWFS. Yeah, what is it? Personalization, one of those. But anyway, they went to one of those shows and did it there. But Tim and them do a lot of like vinyl printing. They've got a vinyl printer machine up there that prints like massive rolls of stickers. So it's pretty neat what they do. I need to go in there one day and do a video. Just bust up in the middle of his business. He stays pretty busy though. Being that he's been in business, him and his brother was in business for so long here. He's got it on wraps. Like he's got everybody knows to come to him for things. And that's why I get a lot of work off of him, because he's just not set up to do some of the stuff like the baseballs I did today. The guy came in, but Tim's got his machines running on other jobs, and the guy's kind of wanting it like right then. So that's when Tim's like, hey, call Clack. And Tim called me with the guy standing there and said, hey, you mind me, sending this guy to you? And I'm like, send him on over. I'm here. And so while the guy was here, I went ahead and engraved the balls and handed them back to him. Made me a little pocket money to get a haircut with. I gotta go get a haircut probably tomorrow. Starting to look a little shaggy right here. All my brown done fell out. I don't know what's going on with that. I used to have some brown hair up there. Had a little bit of brown down here too, but I don't know where it's all going. I don't know. I probably stand out in the sun too much. That's probably what it is. It's bleaching it. What y'all think? I think it's the sun bleaching it. That UV from the sunlight done took all my brown. All right. What else we got, guys? It's hour and 14 minutes. I didn't plan on staying on here too long. Y'all done got me off in a rabbit hole talking about lasers and CNCs and everything. I need to be studying. I need to be over here studying with how to do some 3D models. I hated it when all my brown hair fell out. Yeah, mine's getting that way. Gray says, I'm curious, when you retire as a LEO and can prove your injuries were related, they pay you the VA does it. Now, bro. Now, I mean, I ain't going to say you couldn't do that. But it ain't as easy to get disability. I mean, because I would have to get like state disability, and it ain't like that. And I wouldn't do it anyway because I don't consider myself to be disabled. And the last thing I need is some dude with the state sitting in the bushes videotaping me all day, trying to catch me doing something I shouldn't do or whatever. So, no. Well, the back's doing better now, Gray. Since I had the surgeries, I just have to be careful. I'm not going to be doing a lot of the stuff that I used to do. And I ain't going to lie to you, that's one reason why I wanted to go ahead and retire. Luckily, good Lord had put me in a position to where I felt like I could do it financially without, putting my family in hardship or anything. But another reason is I didn't want to be sitting, even if I'm not out patrolling, because in my position, I didn't have to patrol or nothing. But let's say I'm sitting at a restaurant eating lunch, in uniform, and some dude walks in causing trouble. And I mean, the potential for me to re-injure myself is pretty good. So, I didn't want to stick around and be, let's say, hesitant to do what needed to be done out of fear of injuring myself, if that makes sense. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's life or death, I'll handle it, because that doesn't require me to be tussling with people. But being in uniform and having to like go hands on with people with the back injuries that I've had before, the potential for re-injuring that back is pretty good. So I try to avoid stuff like that if I can. It's getting stronger. I actually yesterday, and Brandy got on to me, so let's don't tell her a whole bunch about this. But yesterday I actually did do a little bit of jogging, which I haven't done in over a year since I had my knee rebuilt. So I'm trying to get myself built back up, get my strength back, get some of my physical abilities back. But I don't want to push it too hard or do it too fast. So I did do a little. Y'all saw me. I don't know if y'all saw on the CLACKSTER channel, on my home channel, where I hiked up the hill the other day, which is that's a heck of a hill behind my house. But then yesterday, I was down there working on the trash thing, and I jogged from the trash can back up here to the shop. That's the first time I've moved that fast in a while because of my knee. Because for a while, that knee, it was like sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. But it's slowly getting its strength back. And so I'm getting to where I'm building up slowly. But I'm not ready. I'm not ready to be taking a PT test or anything right now. But I'm gonna slowly get myself back to where I need to be. I got to lose about 15 pounds. If I can lose about 15 pounds, I'll be all right. I need to get back down to my 225. I've always been 225. And here lately, I've been like 235. So, but now my scales will tell you that my metabolic age is only like 46. So, so I'm not in too terrible shape. Yep. Well, I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping to stay in decent shape. I've been moving around, doing quite a bit of steps anyway. So let's see my steps. Today I didn't do all that great. I didn't get, but let's see, what is it? That's October the 1st, October the 2nd. So today I only got 7,581 steps. So it's not terrible, but I got 10,000 something yesterday. So there we go. But my average is currently 7,570. So, and you can see here, it's telling me that my steps are I'm getting more. So that's good. That's good. Now, the one thing I will say that my phone, you don't want to listen to that, because it says that I was in here with like really loud noises, but it doesn't know that I wear my ISO tunes. So that's just what my watch or my phone heard. That's not, I'm not hearing that because I'm wearing my ISO tunes. But anyway, I had a company wanting to send me a different kind of ear protection but kind of happy with my ISO tunes. Oh, turn 50. I hear you there, Greg. That's hey, it's a big milestone, man. So many people didn't get to say that. Mark says a very plump place. Oh my gosh. Y'all can get me in trouble. But yeah. But if you hadn't already, guys, do go check out the other channel. I am working to get that one up and going. I'm trying to get it to where at least I can get some change off of it to go with my other change that I get from my other one. But that's going to be more of the around the house, just general stuff is going to be over on that channel. And if you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you'd go check it out. And I'll put a link over here if you haven't. And go hit that subscribe button on it. Watch a little bit of those videos. Like I said, it's a whole nother set of stuff though. It's not lasers and CNCs. It's like random stuff around the house. But if you like to see the kind of crap that goes on around here on a regular basis, then that's where you're going to see that. I'm keeping all the shop stuff here, all the bees and gardening and outdoor things, and even my honeydew list. You know, I've actually started a playlist on the other channel for honeydews. And the reason being is that my wife so far has had me fix what have I fixed since like in the past 2 weeks? I've had to fix the washing machine, the dryer, the refrigerator, of course, the internet. I don't know if I can count that one. And then I've got other things too that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to keep adding stuff over there, but it's going to be like king of random. So just know that there's no telling what you're going to get over there. I'm going to try to at least keep it entertaining, amusing, or whatever. But there's lots of biscuit. Like it's basically the biscuit channel. I think somebody said that earlier, that it was turned into the biscuit channel because and if you watch the one where I was fixing my trash corral, if you pay attention off in the distance, you can see Biscuit just running everywhere. Like, because I did a time lapse, but the dog, I didn't realize how much the dog was running around me until I got through and went editing the video. And it was just like Biscuit running back and forth amongst the trees. He wouldn't ever come down there to the road where I was at, but he stayed right there in the edge of the yard. So, but yeah. Need more bees over there. I just haven't had a chance to get into the bees right now. I lost one of my hives. I don't know what got them. I think it's beetles. I'm going to have to do better with my either I've got some weak bees in a couple of those hives or something, because I looks like one of them has either failed or is about to fail. But 3 of them seem to be doing pretty well, 4 counting the other one up on the hill. But I've still got plenty of hives, but something happened to one of them. Like I went in at that last time, pulled a little bit of honey, and then something's happened. I don't know yet. I'm going to have to get more serious about it now that I got a little more time. My buddy Brad, I'm going to get him to help me out and maybe educate me a little bit more on what I'm doing wrong. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, I stay tired now. I've been getting up early. Well, I didn't today. I slept in today. I didn't get up till like 8 this morning. I've been getting up at like 5:30 or 6. Jerry Richmond said, I looked for the hype button on your videos like you asked, but didn't see it. I think it's only there for 5 days. It might be for small channels too. Yeah, well, technically, it's for any channel under 500,000 subscribers, which 500,000 subscribers is a big channel. But yeah, it should be there. It's I think it's a mobile only type thing, and I don't know if maybe there's some phones that don't show up on or resolutions. It's probably got a bug in it, but if it's not there, I mean, I appreciate you looking. No big deal. Well, see you, Greg. Keep me up to date. Let me know. Like I said, I did have a trip planned. Oh, what's up, Tiger? That's Tiger, by the way. Y'all don't get to see her very much. She is not one for being having her picture taken. But you can see over there. Yep, there goes Tiger going to get something to eat. You've got Callie over there guarding the door. Biscuit's barking, so Callie's going to investigate what Biscuit's barking about. Yeah, it's a zoo over there. Yeah, I do know that hype will only let you do so many a week or something like that. So if you've already, used your hypes up, you don't get but so many. I think you only had like 3. Get like 3, maybe it's 3. But if you can do it, I'd appreciate it. Steve Massey says, what would be the best way to cut the thin coated aluminum? Sheet cutter. What they call a shear or whatever. You've seen those paper cutters that looks like a guillotine or whatever that's what I use. That's what Tim uses. It's a metal. They got and you can use them on plastics too. Some of them only do plastics, and some of them do metals. What do they call it? A break or shear or something like that. But that stuff's a little hard to cut. But when you get one of those machines, it's got the way that you can keep it level and everything, or keep it square. I mean. But if you hadn't already, guys, go check out the other channel, and of course, check out Steve's channel as well. If you hadn't already, I don't know that he's put anything out this week. I think he's been busy. He's been a little. He's been a little mad that I'm not having to go to work. I think. I think he may be. Oh, wait a minute! He just put out a video. Steve did. It's this Atelier video. He beat me putting one out on that machine. What in the world? He done beat me to drop a video on that one. Man, I'm slacking. It's all right. I'm gonna get me a video put together tomorrow. I got most of it done anyway. I just hadn't put it together. Woo! Oh, y'all making me sleepy, guys. Y'all making me sleepy. So what y'all think about is it everything look all right? It ain't too studio-ish, is it? Let's try to make it look cool. I don't want it to look too redneck. You know what I mean? I thought my flag over there looks pretty righteous. Now Steve's trying to get his wood back. Yeah, there's the video that Steve just put out. Y'all can go check that out. It's a decent little machine. I don't know if I'll be able to do. Did you get the chuck with yours, Steve, or you just get a slide? Ooh, mercy. But yeah, I tried to clean the place up a little bit, make it look a little more presentable. Okay, just a slide. I thought they said they were sending us chuck too, but I guess I could go ahead and drop my video. I've tested. I don't think I've done a lot of testing with the slide yet, but I did play around with it. But I need to work on that tomorrow, I guess, where I can go ahead and get that video done. Just between us, and don't tell anybody, but that little machine's probably coming to the meet and greet. Just saying. That little Atelier. Don't know yet, but I'm going to try to. If I can get Adamstack, be happy with everything. It's not a studio, Steve. Well, it is a studio. It's a shop. This is a working shop studio ish thing, whatever. It's all I got. I mean, I ain't got no more space. Radu, the last one that I did, I'm wanting to say the whole thing was about 2.5 hours for everything. That was the roughing, the finish, and the cut. All of them together, I think, was like 2.5 hours. Matter of fact, share screen, entire screen, screen one, share. Here we go. Matter of fact, this is the file. This is the actual file that I used, and we'll We'll look at the summary here. Whoa, wow, that's not right. What is this set to? What machine is this? Okay, I just set this up. I bet my machine's not right. Ball nose, 2 up, 18th ball. Oh, yeah, that's the wrong bit. Okay, never mind. I don't know what in the world. Why did it put? I bet when I upgraded my. See, that would have been. Yeah, no, wait a minute. Oh, is this the standby? This may be the Genmitsu one. Let me go back. 408 by 185. Yes, that's going to be the Genmitsu one. Okay, hang on. I was to say, why is that saying that the large 3D flag is what I named that one? Okay, there we go. All right, so this one is 630 by 370, 42. Yeah, okay, that looks more like it. All my tool paths. Well, it's claiming 7 hours and 51 minutes, but that ain't right. I don't know why it's doing that. Probably because of this little machine acceleration is not set. It was less than 3 hours on my big machine. Is what it wound up being. I just upgraded my software and changed it over to Aspire, so there may be some settings in here that need to be changed too. Because like this one, to finish, yeah. So that's my big ball, and then my skinny Jenny on that part, and then the 3D finish. See, yes. Why has it got both of them in there? It should be okay. The roughing, I will say, the roughing I think took longer than any of it on the actual. Yeah, it's even saying that. But it wasn't 7 hours and 51 minutes. It was about 3 hours, I think it was. I'll have to go back and check all the settings. But it was a little under 3 hours once I got everything done. Now, I did go back in here and change some stuff after the fact, tighten up some step over and stuff, but not a lot. But anyway, it could be glitching out because I changed my software. Or it could just be because my machine estimation is not right. No, I was awake. I actually had the camera set up on it. I did a time lapse of all the now, Jack, now that you mention it, I think I did my Big B. I think I did speed it up. I didn't use G-Sender though. I used motion on my carbide machine. I did that may be it because I sped that because I didn't know exactly how fast I was going to be able to run that Big B. And so I think I did speed the Big B up 150% on the machine because it'll only let you go so many percent more than what you programmed it. But you can speed it up and slow it down in carbide motion. I'd have to go back and look. But yeah, I think I did because the big B, I remember thinking to myself, man, I went way too slow with that because that 1/4-inch ball nose, that thing will chew through some material, even at like, 1/8-inch depth. It'll chew through there quick. That's probably what happened because that's what I normally do is I estimate my speeds and get them as close as I can. And then once that bit starts interacting with the material, I'll sit there and bump it up or bump it down and let it run from there. But I don't remember if I had a clock on there at one time, I think. Let's see here. Color 3D flag. I don't remember if that's the one I had the clock set up on or not. I had to look and see. I did a time lapse, but I had a clock, a watch, or what you call it, one of my little clocks. I don't know if that was the one though. No, I don't guess it was. Nope, that's not the one I had. That must have been another job. But anyway, next time I do one, I'll try to remember to record everything. I need to get it set up in Vectric too, a little like to where it gets all my rapids and everything with the machine. Now, I will tell you this though, I am bad to. I see guys doing videos and guys that's got a lot more experience with CNCs than I do, and I see them pushing bits through material, and they got chip out coming out the top, and when they do their get through with their CNC, and it's like furry and got pieces sticking up. I am bad to overkill. Like I'll like that ball nose bit. I'll do like 10% step over just to make sure that I get nice and smooth finish instead of having to sand, because I don't have one of these big fancy, sanding brush wheels or whatever to use. So if I have to sand, it's usually my fingers with tiny pieces of sandpaper. So I am bad to like overkill the crap out of step over. Like I'm liable to do a 5% step over on a 1/16 inch ball nose bit, and it will take 12 hours. So, you don't ever know what I'm going to do. Like, it's crazy. Like sometimes it's like, why did I do that? Because the smaller the tip of the bit, like if you do, like say if your bit is like the tip of it is a 1/16 of an inch, and like what Jack's saying, you do an 8% step over, you're moving over 8% of a 1/16, which is not much at all. Now you're going to get some really smooth, really detailed, like it's going to look really good, but it's going to take a long time, especially if you're being conservative on your feeds and speeds. But I can tell you with 3D stuff, I'm getting a little more confident that I'm not going to snap one of my bits on the 3D stuff, because typically you're only going to have so much material left by that roughing bit. And so a lot of times I just, I ain't gonna lie to you, I go way too slow because I'm trying not to break bits, because I'll snap one in a heartbeat. And so I'm getting where I'm slowly moving my speeds up a little bit, but I don't want to sacrifice the smoothness and the quality of the carve just to get through with it a little faster, if that makes sense. Because I'm not doing these things, like I'm not trying to turn out 50 a day. You know what I mean? Those typically I'm doing them like a one-off for somebody, or I'm doing them for myself. I don't do the 3D cars currently. I don't do 3D cars to sell a whole lot. Yes, Steve, Ventari's workshop. I do break bits. I break them pretty frequently, actually. Now, most of the time when I break them, it's because I'm trying to test these new machines and I'm pushing them as hard as I can push them, or either I forget to turn my spindle on or something. Because I love my carbide machine. I really do. I absolutely love it. But it bugs the crap out of me that I got 2 power switches before I can run that machine. I got 2 power switches. I got one that's on the controller, the main power for the machine. When you flip that, the machine comes alive, the lights come on. You're like, okay, I'm ready to carve some stuff. But I also have a VFD. And instead of when I turn the main machine on, instead of it activating a relay and firing up my VFD, I have to go over there and flip a switch on the VFD controller too. And if you forget to flip the switch on that VFD controller and you hit send it, you gotta, and I'm getting better about sitting there and waiting and watching and making sure that the spindle cuts on. And I've also gotten better about, before I hit start, I walk around and make sure I've got the switch, because the main power is easy. If it's lit up, it's powered on. But the VFD, you have to kind of lean over there and look, make sure you got the 1 and not the 0. Because if you don't, if you send that bit into that material without it spinning in circles, it's gonna pop that thing. Like I'm talking about, it don't even grunt. It's just like snap, bit broke, $40, gone. Do, 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 do. Yeah, that cubico, you got to keep your depth of cut very conservative. Like, like I think I was doing like 1 millimeter depth of cut with that thing because it starts, it's the bit just gets all squirrely. You start getting all kind of deflection. Anyway, hour 40 minutes, guys. So I don't want to keep you guys up all night, but we're getting close to time. I'm gonna have to shut this down. Go in the house, kick back, relax a little while. I'm glad you like. I'm glad you approve of my shop slash uh studio there, Steve. Hey, it does look pretty cool. I like y'all know I like the cool vibe, the cool look. Now, it's getting it's got to the point where I'm out of wall space now. Plus, little known fact is because this shop's not very well insulated. All those little honeycomb pieces over there are 3/4 inch pine. So technically, they add to the R value of that wall. Yep, not a lot, but they do. It helps with my sound too. Dixie May said, I'm retired, so all night is all right. Yeah. Well, I am too, but I still got to get out here and go to work tomorrow. Well, thank you, Santa. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm technically, and my wife keeps telling me, but I'm technically not retired. I'm technically just down to one job now. Well, I still got to get up and come to work every morning out here. If I don't, I'm going to be in trouble. So. Yeah, directed tech. I use Jinmitsu bits a lot of times. Those little blade bits those things I don't like unless you're doing plastics or something. I don't care for those things. They do, the tips will snap off of them really, really easy. I've got some Jinmitsus that I use that are pretty decent, and then some little tiny 1/8 speed tool bits to do good. Yeah, Jack. If you're using the CNC Labs, the alt mill, it's probably a little faster. The rapids on the alt mill's faster than my Shipoko. I really like the CNC Labs machine, but like I said, when I first started looking to get a CNC, I emailed Shipoko, CNC Labs, and Onefinity, and the responses that I got prompted me to go with the Shipoko. So, that is a trick question there, EA Curly Blake. I'm going to have to wait and see what my financial situation is after I get thoroughly into retirement, because if I'm only getting enough money to pay for my insurance, then this is probably where I'll be. If I can scrape it and if I can budget it, maybe next year I can start like trying to get something going. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do something for storage. Like I'm going to have to build a structure. It may not be a shop. It may be a pole barn that's like enclosed on 3 sides or something like that, that will afford me more storage for some of the stuff that I have in here. But I am going to have some type of structure. I don't know what that's going to look like yet. A lot of that's going to hinge on finances as far as the money coming into the shop. Because the way that I've got this laid out, my retirement money all goes into my household account. And the shop supports itself and pays for the insurance, pays for my insurance. That's the only way that it makes sense on paper for me to actually go ahead and retire, is if the business pays for my insurance, which is a deduction. You know, I can claim through my LLC, I can claim health care for myself and my family as an expense. So I can, basically the money that I make, that I spend on the healthcare, I don't have to pay taxes on, which is good. But that doesn't really help as far as like building shops and stuff like that, because whether you can deduct it from your taxes or not, it's still leaving your bank account. So if I can get it to work out in the budget, then I do plan on expanding, but it'll probably be spring before I make a decision on what I'm going to do. So we'll see how we see how it goes. See ya, Santa. Have a good one. Dixie May, I am referring to my medical insurance, my health insurance. So it's not cheap because I still got a kid I got to pay for too, as well as my wife. So I'm paying for family health care. And like I said, right now, that is solely on the shoulders of the shack, which, you know, like I said, I make a lot of stove covers. And as much as I hate those things, at least I got, you know, at least I'm able to retire and I can still pay my shop expenses, my light bill, all my shop expenses, associated business expenses, and my insurance. If I can pay those, then I'll be good in retirement. If I can't, I may be looking for a job. But I think I'll be fine. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep reaching out. I'm going to keep expanding what I do, and hopefully, I'll be able to make a go at it. But we'll see. I think I can get it to where I can expand upon this space or improve upon it or whatever, which I've got some room. If I can get some storage, I've got some stuff in here that I could move out and get me a little bit more room. And to be honest, I don't need, like, as long as I'm doing small stuff, I don't need a whole lot more room. But like if I wanted to change the blades on my lawnmower, I used to pull it up in here and shut the door and do it. I can't do that no more. So I kind of need a bigger space, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I got a splinter in my hand. Oh, wow. It's a sharp one. Where I picked that up at. It's got to be a piece of a laminate or something. Brian, I'm in the middle of Alabama, central Alabama. Oh, there it goes. Got it. Oh, wait. Daggone. What is that? I think I got most of it. I'll know tomorrow if it turns red. But anyway, guys, hour and 48 minutes in. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Like I said, if you hadn't already, check out the other channel for, you know, miscellaneous stuff. Hopefully, it'll be stuff that you guys can watch. Won't be nothing too crazy. But it will be kind of like the window into what I've got going on. So if you want to check that out, go check out the other channel. Like I said, at the Clackleys. And that's about it. I'm going to go in here and get some sleep. And we'll be back at it tomorrow. Out here getting after it. Getting some stuff done, hopefully. Brian, the shop was built when I built this. It wasn't built for what it is now. So, I mean, in my opinion, you just got to figure what you plan on doing and what your budget is, because shop space is expensive. Me personally, now I would like to have about a 30 by 60 at the point where I am now. But keep in mind, I want to keep part of that as an open area for like being able to pull a vehicle into or something like that, and then have the rest of it set up as workspace. But 30 by 60 is a really big building, and that's probably not something I'm going to be able to budget and justify building. So it's probably going to be closer to like a 20 by 40, which this is only a 24 by 20. So 20 by 40, I would have plenty of room, because there's a lot of stuff that I could actually leave in here if I did build one. So We will see. We'll see how it goes. Papa Ragu. No, I didn't put one out today. I put one out yesterday. It was just me redoing our old trash corral, just a kind of a bring you along, like random clips of video and a time lapse of me redoing the little trash corral. But it's just random stuff, like I said. And if if that's what you're into, if I see nobody's watching it, I'll quit putting that kind of stuff on the channel. But as long as folks are watching it, I'll keep putting it out there because I do want to have a channel to where I can do stuff like that as well. Because doing stuff in the shop's pretty cool. I enjoy it. It's like really, really fun to me. But the other stuff outside of the shop, there's a lot of folks that have asked me about, the garden and the bees and the other stuff around here. So this is kind of my way of giving you guys a window into both realms or both areas. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I like going in there and laying down and relaxing and watching some. Me and Brandy have a tendency to watch like History Channel documentaries and stuff, and just kind of drift off to sleep with the sleep timer. Ain't nothing like it. All right. Well, guys, it's almost 2 hours. So I hope you like what I did with the place. I did add, like I said, added some more honeycomb effects over here. I think I'm done with that now. But I had cut a bunch of those things out. Whew, I had dust today or something, boy. But I had cut a bunch of those things out and I already had them cut. So I sanded them today, stained them, painted them, and all that, and put them up. I did not, however, move Steve. I still have Steve on a stand over there. So hope you like what we've done with the place. And if you're new or if you haven't been coming to check us out, be sure to check us out for the Sunday Night Live show. Myself and Steve and not all of them, but a lot of these fine folks in the comment section over here will be there answering questions, hanging out, just having a good old time so that maybe we can, answer some question or whatever. Dixie May said, need a brass pole, floor to ceiling, and a bunch of flashing lights and loud music. Now, I don't know about all that. I'd run into it if I had a pole in here. I'd be hit it. I'd be bumping my head on it or something. But if you hadn't already, go check out both Steve's channel over at Victoria's Workshop as well as the Clackley's. And hopefully I'll have some videos tomorrow. I've got a couple of ideas of things that I want to do. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get them done this week or not. But hey, I'm slowly getting my list caught up, and hopefully we'll have time. It's Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Central is when we have our live show there, Brian. It'll be me and Steve both in the live. We've been doing it. I think we're like at episode 148, I think. Don't quote me on that. Let me go back and let me go over here and look. I think we're at 148. Yes. Man, I tell you what, I'm getting better with numbers. I never thought that would happen. So yeah, we're at episode 148 for 148 consecutive Sundays. We've had our live show, and we will be having the Christmas edition coming up, as well as go check out the events page or my Facebook page for the event that's here in Chilton County on October 24th. You can come visit with myself, May, Cog Hill, Chestnut Hills, Farmstead. All my local friends will be there, and you guys. And if enough of you's coming in, or if you're gonna come into town the night before or something like that, let me know. Maybe we can come up with something the night before the event. So you never know what might happen. But anyway, y'all have a good one and take care. And we'll see you Sunday if we don't see you before then. Be safe. Have a good one.